dreams. Nice warm tea, we can feel stress-free. Soft voices and a lot of laughs. It's the Monday podcast.
Hey you, how's it going? I hope you're having a beautiful day. My name is Chris, and you're listening to the Monday podcast with Chris and Dave, and I am the Chris, and here is the Dave.
Hello.
Oh, very nice. That was a nice little soft entry there.
I thought I'd give it a different tone to the usual.
That was good.
Mix it up. Keep
I was
it fresh.
happy.
Yeah.
That's lovely. How are you doing today, Dave? You having a good day?
Yeah, you know what? The sun's been out. The child's been behaving himself. In fact, he's been fantastic today. The sky's blue. Got burger and chips for dinner. But not just any burger and chips. When I make a burger, I'm on a quest
yourself?
to make the perfect burger. I'll send you a photo. You can put it on the.
I'll put it on screen now.
There it is. It was great.
I hope it was good. Oh, good. That's good. I would like you to find the solution of what today's podcast is going to be. Now, normally I try and give you as little as possible for you to ask questions, but I did give you a slight clue before where I almost didn't choose this episode because of our energy level.
We're too energetic today, guys.
As you can tell,
can you see it bursting with energy? We are though. It's true. It's a true story.
No, it's true. We were having a. I was like, wow, we're less tired today. But if you had to guess, Dave,
so something related to tiredness somehow. Is it something we use to sleep?
No.
Is it something we use when we're tired?
No.
So it has nothing to do with tiredness at all then, really, does it? I've got to think
it does.
More tiredness. Is it more like, rather than physical tiredness, like emotional tiredness?
No.
No? Like that we're all feeling these days? Is it yawning?
It's yawning.
I can't for the life of me think how I got that one.
I was... For those listening...
Chris has got so much energy, and yet he's yawning.
For those listening, I was trying for so long. I was doing loads of yawns, some over-the-top yawns, and as always with yawning, I started doing a bit of an over-the-top yawn, and then it triggered a real yawn, and I thought, either Dave's going to really yawn, or he's going to notice this. And the whole time Dave's like, is it this? Is it something this? And I'm going...
It is contagious, isn't it, yawning?
It is. It is.
I'm getting the urge to do it.
You're getting the urge. It's coming now.
I think when I asked if it's something that you use when you're tired, okay, maybe the vocabulary is not correct, but it is something your body uses when it's tired, because isn't it basically going, I need oxygen?
Wow.
Or is there more to it? I mean, we're going to find out, right?
That is, debated, actually.
Okay, it's up for debate. Okay. Cool.
We will have a look in that. So yes, today we're going to be looking into yawning. I've gotten some. Oh, there he goes. He's off to the yawn. We've gone. I've gone off on a couple of deep ends now, looking about yawning. So the sources I've got for today, I've got the BBC.co.uk on in the Future magazine, and it just says in-depth brain, one of science's most baffling questions. Why we yawn, as well as a Medium article by Todd Kashdan with 9 fascinating facts about yawning. So let's start off, with the BBC in-depth, one of science's most baffling questions, why we yawn. This is by David Robinson. Mid-conversation with Robert Provine, I have a compelling urge rising from deep inside my body. The more I try to quash it, the more it seems to spread until it consumes my whole being. Eventually, it is all I can think about. But how can I stop myself from yawning? Provine tells me this often happens when people talk to him. During presentations, he sometimes finds the majority of his audience with their mouths agape and tonsils swinging. I've never seen tonsils swing.
Yeah, that's quite...
Yeah, so... Have you ever had that? Because we've done performing. You're a musician. I've done stand-up and on-stage speaking a lot. Have you ever had that where, like, you're presenting or playing to a group of people and you've seen a yawn.
Yeah. And even though I've done it to many a people, not necessarily because I've been bored either, I've still had a slight thought of, am I boring you? Which is obviously what a lot of people would say, sometimes sarcastically and perhaps sometimes more sincerely. It's a bit like, hey, how dare you yawn as I speak to you? But in reality, it's fine because I do it. We all do it.
Do you find it more bothersome if you're one-to-one with someone and they go to yawn, or if you're in a group of people and one of the group yawns?
Oh, I don't know. That's a tricky one.
Because I think sometimes when a single person yawns, it's like there is almost an opportunity to share with you. Oh, sorry, I'm mid-yawn. But when it's a group of people, it's like, most of this room is interested in what I'm doing, but this one person, they're starting to yawn. And also, as we know, yawning is contagious. So what'll happen is, I wonder if you have at home already, as we have dived in to the world of yawning. Have you yawned already?
I've had several urges myself.
Yeah, no, it starts. Me too now.
Yeah.
And this is why originally I was like, we should do this podcast where we're sleepy and tired.
You don't even need to be.
We don't even need to be. It's going to always happen. So, yeah, it's very contagious. And from everything that I have read, we're going to go through it. In fact, let's keep going. So I'm just going to skip a bit ahead as he's talking about this. When he starts, so when this person, Provine, he first started working on so-called chasmology, very good name, in the late 80s, Provine wrote that yawning may have the dubious distinction of being the least understood common human behaviour. Nearly 3 decades later, we may be closer to an answer, but it's one that has split the field. Now, I don't know about you, I yawn when I'm really tired.
Yeah, I definitely do, yeah.
But people, in films and stuff where people wake up in the morning, they'll yawn first thing in the morning, and I don't think I've ever yawned in the morning. Dave's yawning right now.
I couldn't fight it any longer. All this talk of yawning. Yeah, it's a sort of a stereotypical thing in films and TV shows.
I am awake. It is the morning.
I don't know if I do. I definitely yawn in the morning, and I've definitely thought when I've yawned, hold on a minute, I've just had my sleep. What's this about? But then I am often still quite tired in the mornings, such is life. It's obviously like what would you call it? Like when they insert things into dialogue in films, even though you wouldn't never speak like that in real life, they insert it in to tell you something, to tell the audience something. I guess maybe it's like that. But then why? Because we've seen they've just woken up.
Yeah, exactly.
What is it? Is it adding value to it? I don't think it's adding anything. Is it just trying to make the audience yawn and make them feel connected to the character? I don't know. Yeah,
it's kind of that, I'm tired because it's a big morning, you know? Because if someone just wakes up, like a vampire, just, I am awake now. And then they go, cup of tea, cup of coffee. I think it's that idea of like, it's a hard day, I'm tired, because it's relatable. Like, I imagine all these celebrities, I don't know, Timothée Chalamet, I don't imagine him waking up being like, he's like, ice bath, submerge,
probably.
Come out.
Yeah.
Go down, have his chef make him a delicious, tasty breakfast. Thanks, mate.
A nice cup of Lion's Mane mushroom coffee or something.
Yeah, all of that, exactly.
Wellness.
Gets B12 injection.
That avocado.
So the first studier of yawns was the Greek physician Hippocrates. God, my brain, that was one of those words that I know how it should sound. Hippocrates, nearly 2,500 years ago, he believed that yawning helped release noxious air, particularly during a fever, like the large quantities of steam that escape from cauldrons when water boils. The accumulated air in the body is violently expelled through the mouth when the body temperature rises. And you know what? I feel like that because yawning is one of those feelings that, like, it bubbles up on the inside. Like, I think even now, like, my face is tingling, like it's establishing it's coming, the yawn is coming, but it's not here yet, it's bubbling up. But what other thing this makes me think of, is there any other human, and we'll definitely probably do a podcast episode on this at some point, any other, I don't know, human behaviour, human action that we all do? Is there any other one that feels like that builds up?
Yes, sneezing. So to me, a sneeze, there is nothing worse in the world than a sneeze that builds up and then you can't sneeze it and it's just there. It's like you're constipated for the sneeze. You can't think about it, can you?
No,
you just got to
but
try
yawning, it's like, and then sometimes it just disappears.
The more it happens. Yeah.
And now I'm gonna yawn.
And to some extent, to lower the tone, I think that farting, it builds up in your gut. But not always. It doesn't always. It can just sort of come out of the blue sometimes.
It can. And sometimes, like, but also that's the thing that, like, sometimes you can hold in and sometimes it just kind of goes, like, no more. It's like, I'm gonna, nah, I'm alright, I'm see you later. But, like, yawning, even now, I've yawned and I feel like it's far off, like it's a mile away in the distance, like it's a tiny speck that's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Here comes the yawn.
It is unusual.
Bigger and bigger. And now it's making me yawn, God.
Don't fight it. I'm not going to fight any more yawns for the rest of this recording.
We're never doing an episode on farting, everybody, just so you know. First of all, farts are definitely not mundane. They're too exciting. And second of all, it would be revolting if we're just letting each other... Just let it go for this episode. It would be funny, though, to have, like, a microphone, just like a fart mic.
It would be quite funny, yeah. I know that some of our friends would really love that if we did it. I can have really gassy days, but it would be logistically difficult to do that kind of podcast with farts, because... right now I don't need to fart. I'm probably not going to fart for the next half an hour.
Please don't.
Well, if I do,
then you're cancelled. Then I'm throwing you off this podcast.
No. Well, even if you can't smell it from where you are, because it's the smell that's the most offensive.
It is the most offensive. But even then, I find that in certain scenarios, it's fun. As George Carlin once said, it's well, I'll change his language a bit. It's poop without the mess. That's the fun thing about farts. I don't know. I think just hearing a stranger fart on a podcast, I feel is a bit weird.
That's probably about where I draw the line on things I'll do, crude things I'll do for money.
That's the crudest thing you do for money.
I say that. No, I've done cruder, but I won't mention.
What have you done? You have done cruder. What have you done cruder for money?
It can't go on the podcast. I'll tell you, Chris, but it can't go on the podcast. Okay. It was back. I was really skint. And it was pretty vile, to be honest. But I got 20 quid for it. And it was, in a way, it was the easiest 20 quid I've ever made. It's not going on the episode.
And I can't put this on the episode.
You can put the aftermath of you laughing.
Yeah, I know.
So that was pretty bad, right? Yeah.
No, I'm going to put that bit where you just go, and then I got 20 quid, and there's a video of it. I'm just going to leave all that in, but I'm going to cut out the story.
Yeah.
I will let the audience guess.
Yeah.
And one day, if we're millionaires, if we make enough, not even need to be millionaires, if we're very successful, if we can make a living from this podcast, we'll start telling people that come to our shows.
Yeah,
we'll be
it'll be an incentive. Yeah, you can see the video if you come to our show.
You'd see the video.
We'd disable all mobile phones on entry day so they can't pirate it and send it to other people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, on that.
Anyway, so
different incarnations of that idea that, like, it comes up like a steam thing boiling over, lingered until the 19th century, when scientists instead proposed that yawning aids respiration, triggering the rush of oxygen into the blood supply when flushing out carbon dioxide, which is what you said at the start. It's when your body needs more of that. But if that were true, you would expect people to yawn more or less frequently, depending on the oxygen and carbon dioxide concentrations in the air, which, when you think about it, this is me now, if you think about it, it's quite an easy thing to test. And when these tests were found, they found no such change.
Okay.
The other statistic that was really surprising about this, that they talked about, around 50% of people who observe a yawn will yawn in response.
Yes.
So if you have already been watching this podcast, I wonder if you have to be physically there. I wonder if that increases it or decreases it. If you have to be physically in the room with them, or you hear this right now and you want to yawn. Oh.
The first one was fake, but this often happens, I think, if you do a pretend yawn. Partway through, your body's like, oh, we're doing this, are we? And then it does a real one for you, and you get that feeling you get when it's a real yawn, and you get that, it's slightly like, I don't know, you feel it more in your body rather than just opening your mouth and going,
oh God, you're making me go.
I think it still works through the screen, because I think you only have to think about yawning. Like earlier, we didn't yawn, but we were talking about it and thinking about it all the whole time. I was like, oh God, I really want to yawn. It's coming.
So here's one of the things that it talks about. It is so contagious that anything associated with it will trigger one, seeing or hearing another person, sorry everyone, even reading about yawning. For this reason, some researchers have wondered if yawning might be a primitive form of communication. If so, what information is it transmitting? We often feel tired when we yawn, so one idea is that it helps set everyone's biological clocks to the same rhythm. With the same routine, a group can work together more efficiently throughout the day.
Yeah, I mean, there's some logic to that. I'd imagine there's lots of theories about it.
It happens when, well, yeah, we're going to go into them. It often happens, doesn't it? Like when nothing is better, and especially as you get older, this will happen. Everybody that is young, not that I imagine young people will listen to this, but if you are, hi. Nothing is better than when you're having a night out with your friends, and then it comes to that time of the night where everyone just starts yawning, and you're like, "This is it. It's bedtime." So I do feel like there is something where it's like there's almost a relief. It's like, oh, I'm tired. And maybe, it's like a contagion. So you can be like, oh, I'm tired. And everyone else, this party still feels like it's going. But now I start the yawn. Ooh, that's what a yawn sounds like. That's the yawn spell.
Yeah, maybe you can be used as a tool. Like when you're hosting a party or whatever and everyone's over and you're like, oh, God, I wish everyone would go home now.
You just start
yawning. But then, of course, same outcome, but it can kind of look like a hint. I think you could do it and be like, someone will be like, "Don't let us hold you up. We can go. Do you want us to go?" Kind of thing, as opposed to the say they're all staying over and you start yawning and then they start yawning.
Bedtime.
Oh yeah, let's go to bed. Are you tired? There's kind of two sides to the yawn. It can be a hint, or it can just be a natural communal thing. I don't know what the word would be, but yeah, I think you know what I'm saying though.
Yeah. Yet we also yawn during times of stress. Olympic athletes often do it before a race, while musicians sometimes succumb before a concert. So some researchers, including Provine, believe that the strenuous movements might have more of a general role in rebooting the brain. When you are sleepy, they make you more alert, or when you are distracted, they make you more focused. Have you ever had that, Dave? You played a gig last week. Was there any yawning involved, as far as you know?
Probably, but you don't remember last week's yawns, do you? Or even yesterday's
No,
yawns?
you don't. That is true.
Unless you talk about them like we are now. I'm going to remember all of these yawns. These are going to go down in history.
There's a record of these.
Yeah.
If I had more time, like editing this takes a long enough time, especially editing out that story. I'd love to count how many yawns we do throughout this entire episode, just to see how many we did throughout an episode.
Yeah, we should count. Yeah, we can put it on the little ticker on the bottom
that's
corner.
what I'd love, but I'm definitely not going to have time to count it. One of the things it also talks about, and I used to have this, I was at school at the time, my girlfriend at the time, her favourite thing to do was to, while I was yawning, put her hand in my mouth.
I've had that.
To cancel the yawn.
I hate it when people do
that
to me.
And it's the worst thing. Nothing is worse than when you build up a yawn and it gets cancelled midway through.
And then I've because sometimes yawns can kind of end quite snappily.
I hate it.
And
when
I've definitely
happens.
accidentally bitten someone's finger before when I've done that, and probably gone, serves you right.
I'm going to read this now. If your child is listening, Dave, please cover their ears for a second. This is just the last bit of the article now. Like sex, yawns and sneezes involve a build-up that ends in a pleasant climax. Once initiated, they go to completion. You don't want to yawnus interruptus, is how Provine puts it. For these reasons, he wonders if a shared neural machinery underlies these different feelings. Mother Nature does not reinvent the wheel, he says. As evidence, he points to the fact that certain antidepressants can lead to some patients to orgasm during a yawn. Can you imagine?
That'd be a bit of a nightmare, wouldn't it?
A rare side effect that could quickly lose its appeal. Yeah, that would be awful.
Yeah.
I have had, not an orgasm, I have, one of the things have you ever had a yawn where it goes on for so long, it's like the blood rushes out of you, and at the end of it you feel a bit dizzy. You're like, oh.
I think I have had those. Yeah. Again, though, they must happen often enough that it doesn't stick in my mind of specific moments of when that's happened. But it rings a bell. I think that probably has happened. Yeah.
Do you ever do it to pop your ears? That's also the amazing
I
thing.
do. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
to pop
it's
my
handy
ears.
for that. This is a weird one because I was talking about this recently. When you yawn like big enough yawn that you kind of feel the pressure in your ears, but you hear a sound as well in your ears, and it's really hard to describe the sound. I've tried to say to someone, like, almost like if you had a crate of glass bottles and they were all shaking. Or is it just me? Am I just weird?
Say that again.
Right, when you yawn, and maybe you have to tense your body up. I don't know. Like, I've had this before, and I can usually... I don't think I can do it with headphones on, maybe. It's not working right now. But if it's like a big yawn and you kind of feel the stretching and everything, I can hear a sound kind of in my head or in my own ears. Like, so it's not an audible sound outside. And I've tried to describe it to people before, and everyone's looked at me like, "What are you on about?"
Have you ever? I can do the click. Like when I go to start talking, it's like a click. It's like an internal click, 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 click.
Yeah, I don't know if I get the click. Maybe everyone's got a different one. Mine, to me, reminds me of, like, if you've got a crate of glass bottles, you know, just loose enough, and you take them in a car, and you can just hear them going like a constant.
That's strange. I
Yeah.
definitely don't have that.
Yeah.
So maybe everyone listening to us, like, what if someone has, what if people have like songs, like I like to imagine Damon Albarn, he has Clint Eastwood by the Gorillaz every time he yawns. He's just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. He has dong, 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 dong. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? No, it was just me yawning. Oh, that's
Gives me an idea,
interesting.
though.
I have a click. I can click my ears. Can you do that where you can voluntarily click? Like, you know, when you try and pop your ears, you kind of like move the muscle inside your ears.
Yeah, I think
to
I'm
do
doing
a
it.
click. And it's like, I can do that and like click that. I've always wondered if anyone else, please write a comment, everything on all of our socials, themundane.uk. Let us know if you can make your ears click voluntarily. It's, you know, it feels like an internal thing, and I can hold it and it creates like almost like a rumble. It's like a...
I usually get a rumble too.
Yeah, I get a rumble when I
accompanied
yawn.
with the crate of glass bottles. Yeah.
Yeah, but if I try and yawn, I can push my, like, there's something like, it's like a muscle I can't quite describe inside my ears to make a little click. I've always wanted to find out about that. Maybe I will look into that one day. I've definitely not done that research today,
I think I'm
though.
doing it, yeah. But it seems to be only one ear that's doing it. I don't know if that's normal. Yeah.
No, well, I don't know, because I do it all the time. It's one of my almost like my anxiety tick. Sometimes if I get really anxious, I just click it regularly, almost like I'm in Birdman. Like I just have a so I'm just going in the back of my, and I can't describe it. It's like the sound of your ears popping. It's like that. It like inside your ears. It is definitely my ears, but there is something in that muscle, and I wonder if I've strengthened it over time, being able to go click, 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 click. But I can do that all the time. So yeah,
It's interesting. Yeah, tell us, people, if you're listening.
if you're listening, can you do that?
Like
Or
that?
what's it called? Do you know anything about it? I would love to do a little follow-up look into it. So as we've already talked about, this is now from the Medium article by Todd Kashdan, who also has a really big... All of these articles have really long intros just describing how yawning is. And it's always like, I was talking to someone, but then your eyes, you're this, you're this. And it's all... Every article that I found always has a different description of yawning. So, hold on. So let me just remind you, at the start of this one, it talked about... mid-conversation, I have a compelling urge rising from deep inside my body. The more I quash it, the more it seems to spread until it consumes my whole being. And that's his description. Here's this one. Take, for instance, yawning. Just reading the word yawning might be sufficient to hijack the body. As you slowly open your jaws, squint the eyes, and take a deep breath before a quick exhale, yawning seems too commonplace for serious scientific scrutiny. No matter how beautiful you are, no matter how well you dress, no matter how many friends you have, nobody looks cool when they yawn. I think people can look cool when they yawn.
Yeah, I feel like I don't think most people look cool every time they yawn, but like if you had a pair of really cool shades on and you just walked out of a saloon and there's things shut behind you and you stretch, sunshine, and you go, I think you could look cool.
What are the sounds of a yawn? Because the funny thing about yawns, if you ever look at it, I don't know if you've ever seen it, if you ever see someone, or you can do it with us, if you imagine them screaming, because your mouth is making a scream shape. So when you go, it's like, ah!
Yeah.
Like that. But it's always like the sounds of yawning. So obviously we talked about internally, maybe for you, if anyone else has like the little pressure inside their head, and it's like, and the little clicks, that's me. But then externally, sometimes it's like a silent yawn with a little bit of a That's like the yawn sound. Sometimes, you've already done it, and I've already done it. I'm pretty sure there'll be the sound,
Yeah.
That was a fake yawn. Acting.
That
Was that a real yawn?
That was real.
That was a real. So there was a real little.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if I did that sound deliberately or not. It was in my head because I was sort of like, I don't know. Was it a real yawn? It ended up a real yawn. I think I started out like, oh, I'm going to test this now, and then I just don't. I think it feels more satisfying when you give it a bit of noise, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. It's
doing
like
vocal
cars.
cords?
It's like the cars. Yeah, you know the cars with the bigger out the back.
I normally would cover my mouth as well because that's the polite thing to do.
Yeah, I do
I'm
try.
not doing
I'm
it
very sorry
all the time for this
if
episode
I haven't
though,
on this
because
podcast.
it's science that we're doing right now. So I have sometimes been doing a bit behind the mic, which I've done on previous episodes, actually.
I've tried to like move it away sometimes. I also get paranoid because I've got a light directly on me. When I yawn, you can like see just inside my mouth, and I don't want to show everyone my insides. Not except unless you sign up to my OnlyFans. Wait, no. So, interestingly, on this article, I'm just going to kind of summarize bits now. But yawning is equally contagious if the person is upside down, sideways, or standing upright. Our brains do not care about the spatial coordinates of another person's mouth. Yawning unleashes yawning. And apparently studies have shown even if someone is blind, merely the sigh-like sound of a yawn is sufficient to trigger their yawn. So I am really sorry people have been yawning. Also, I know some people listen to this while they drive, and I don't know about you, yawning while driving is quite scary. So maybe... Have you ever had that where like the yawn comes, it's quite big, and like you're trying to like fight, like I must keep my eyes open, which is quite easy. Yeah. It's not like a sneeze. I always feel like if you sneeze with your eyes open, they're just going to pop out your head. You just go and it's just going to come out, and then you're 5 lanes over and you're in a bush. But
yeah, it's definitely like an alarm bell if you're driving and you yawn.
Yeah, it's like, am I tired or is this just a yawn? Sometimes, because you do just get a stray yawn sometimes.
You do, yeah. Been having plenty of them in this recording.
Yeah, because I'm not going to fall asleep. Yeah, I am feeling more sleepy now.
I feel I want to mention another bodily function.
Okay, that's a build-up.
It could, I don't know, it might be too interesting to be another episode, but I keep thinking about it, so I'm going to bring it up anyway, just to see... Because I feel like there's parallels, right, in the kind of unexplained nature, particularly with this function, the unexplained nature of remedying them, hiccups. Because everyone's got their own, like, oh no, you need to stand on your head, spin around and drink a glass of water whilst listening to Genesis or whatever. That's not mine. I found that if something makes you jump, that seems to work quite well. And I tested it on my young child once. I felt quite bad, but it did work. It did work. Yeah.
Making the jump, so they're scaring them. That's the one.
Yeah, it was a subtle scare, because it doesn't take much to scare a little baby.
Well, hiccups, funnily enough, but hiccups, like, there's not a build-up. Hiccups
not really.
Is just a thing. It's just your diaphragm spasming. Like, because like with yawns, there is always that build-up. And it's interesting actually, because I never thought of comparing them to orgasms and sneezing, but there is like a build-up and then a release.
Yeah.
Of the whole thing. Maybe the only other one, and I am sorry to everybody, like maybe like being sick sometimes when you feel really nauseous, and it's like the build-up of like you need to get it out of you.
You ever had salt poisoning?
No, Dave, believe it or not, I haven't. Go on.
Horrible feeling. Horrible feeling. How
did you get salt poisoning?
Too much salt.
Were you drinking the sea?
As I do. No. Someone some years ago very kindly made me some dinner, and part of the dinner was some homemade chips or wedges. Can't remember if it was chips or wedges. And they had this lovely like Himalayan rock salt, like the pink fancy salt, and they really went to town on putting the salt on these fries, and they were nice, but they were very, very salty. And I guess maybe the salt was more potent than your average, but I ate them out of politeness, and not that long later, maybe within half an hour, I've had it more than once as well, somehow. It seems to be what happens is you just feel really, really rough awful. It's a horrible, horrible feeling. Kind of like, I think you need to be sick, but not quite the same feeling as like when when you're poorly or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's in your head and everything, and then you are violently sick, and then you feel absolutely tickety-boo.
Oh, okay.
And it's gone. Yeah.
I've had that where you're like, I feel nauseous, and it is like a build-up. It's like worse of like, like it comes out. I'm so sorry, everybody. Well, like, with yawning, it is that kind of feeling, and that was why having the yawns interrupted is like the worst feeling. Having all of those other bodily functions interrupted is just as bad.
Yeah.
I get very upset if I don't sneeze. If I go to build up a sneeze and it's like still there, it's always like,
Yeah.
It's like ready, but it's like it will take ages to come back down. It's abysmal. So apparently contagious yawns have been observed in children as young as 2 years, and it is unclear why, but there is a massive uptick in contagious yawns when children reach the age of 4.
Around
This
about
is
the age they
all
start
from
going to school.
Todd Castan's Medium article, by the way. What do you think is the average length of a yawn? The average.
Well, they're never quick. No one goes,
Yeah.
that's not a yawn. That's just
Not like a
a
sneeze.
gasp or something, isn't it?
No.
So I'm going to go, let me just do a quick yawn for what I feel is an average yawn. This is
So you're
forced yawn.
gonna right now force a perfectly average yawn.
Yeah. Are you ready, guys?
Okay.
All right. I'll put some tone on it for those that are listening and not just watching. Okay.
Put
3,
some tone on the yawn, please.
2, 1. I'm going to go between 4 and 5 seconds.
It is 6
Is
seconds.
it? Okay, so just a little longer.
That yawn felt short to me as well.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it did to me now I think about it.
Yeah. Apparently it's universal across cultures as well. Also, you cannot suppress a yawn with clenched teeth. And it says, go ahead and test this. When you feel the urge to yawn, do your best to inhale normally while keeping the teeth locked down. It feels horrible. Part of the mechanism of yawning is the opening of the jaws, which kind of makes sense as well. Okay, here's another interesting one. So if you had to rate on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being amazing, 10 being like an orgasm plus.
Yeah.
Orgasm plus. And then, 0 being, I don't know, stubbing your toe, like breaking your leg and your leg falling off. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Where would you put yawning? And you could do a 0.5 scale.
Wait,
as well.
is this a pain scale? Or a
No,
satisfaction scale?
from good to bad. Just from good to bad.
Well,
Bad
it's-
being, my leg, think of the worst pain you can have. 10 being orgasm or above.
Well, it's just a 5, isn't it? There's nothing good
Is
or
it a
bad about a
5?
yawn, is there? It's just a yawn. I mean, I suppose sometimes it can feel slightly relieving and satisfying, but I do much more relieving farts more regularly, I would
Okay.
imagine.
So
you
in
do a good
this,
fart and you're like,
this
that's better.
article,
Yeah.
apparently when asked by scientists, people rated yawning on 8.5 on a 10-point scale from bad to good.
So you think it's good? It's pretty good.
It's very good. I
But
would
why?
say.
What's good?
It's very
about it is-
satisfying.
It's quite satisfying, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, maybe I associate it with tiredness, which is not so good. I don't like being tired.
I don't know. I don't find yawning that offensive.
I don't find it offensive. I just find it distinctly average. That's why it's a good topic for us to be talking about on the Mundane podcast, because it is quite a mundane thing to me. I don't know. I'm sticking with my 5. Sorry, guys. You can have your 8.5
Yeah,
if you want.
how would you rate it? I'd probably rate it at a 7. I'd say a really good yawn is probably about an 8.
If it's combined with a stretch and it's a really good stretch, you need it.
With a stretch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, now that we're adding a stretch in, now let's just, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's just add an orgasm in as well. A stretching orgasm yawn.
Stretch yawngasm.
That would be like,
Yeah.
you're like 100. That's like 10 billion
Probably
on the
great,
planet.
yeah.
Like, that's where heaven is. Heaven is just yawning, orgasming, and stretching at the same time. Just that's funny.
And it's
So-
constant as well. That's heaven. It's a constant.
Just
yawn
constant.
stretch.
I don't know. I wouldn't want it all the time, but like maybe just having a button every once in a while. Just like, let's just. Well, I've got no more sources about yawning.
I can give you some words that rhyme with yawning if you like.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah. Awning.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like your tent.
I like a good
awning. Yeah, awnings are great.
Do you think if we always have awnings that it makes us more yawning? Like, do people just go, oh, awn? What also sounds like awn? Yawn. Oh no!
Well, you might,
yawn!
go on a camping holiday, get out your tent in the morning, and as you're going under your awning to say morning to everyone. That was not even intentional. That just came out naturally.
Morning is dawning while I'm yawning under the awning.
Yeah. Maybe the awning triggers a bit of a... And maybe morning, which rhymes with yawning, triggers a... Maybe that's why it's in the films. Maybe we're solving yawning right now, live on the Monday podcast.
Because it rhymes. That's the only reason.
Another one that rhymes, I could say maybe people listening are fawning for a bit of a yawning in a moment.
You're fawning for a bit of a yawning.
Maybe it doesn't work
while you're... Fawning? You're fawning for a yawning?
Yeah, because if you're fawning over someone, weird. You kind of...
Yeah, but you're fawning over someone. You don't want to be like, look like... So, is that how we open the episode? Looks like somebody's fawning for a yawning.
It did cross my mind, actually, yeah.
Oh, that's
me.
Especially after some of the stuff we've been talking about today. I kind of don't want to breach it with those people.
True, yeah. If I take away the ing, there's lots of words that rhyme with yawn.
Go on.
Porn.
Yeah. Like and then prawn.
Both types, like the chess porn and the thing that people will know, the ography. Yeah, prawn. Yeah.
Prawn. So a prawn can yawn at dawn.
Yeah, it can. Dawn. Again, dawn, dawning, morning, yawning. These are all words that kind of are in the prawn. Have you ever seen a prawn yawn?
Have you ever seen a prawn yawn?
Does it make a sound?
There's our T-shirt. Does it make a sound? It's just like... What sound does a prawn hear on the inside when it yawns?
Yeah,
I like to think it hears marimba music. Like a little prawn goes like... It's like dung, dung, dung.
They should put a mic up to a prawn and hear what they've got to say and the sound. Because...
Just to hear what a prawn has to say. Like, nobody is ever, like, all this time prawns could speak. We've been too busy eating them and deveining them, but no, if no one ever asks how a prawn is, and you just go, yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah,
would you like to hear me yawn?
Over to you, prawn. Morning.
It sounds like yawning. That's why we eat them, is because their yawns are really annoying. It's just a scream.
It's
just a
Well, there's I'm sure I've heard a recording of some sort of animal that they basically use like a hypersensitive microphone to record, where we would not normally be able to hear it, and it sounded awful, like really horrible and scary. But I can't
an animal yawning?
No, it wasn't yawning. No, it was like, I can't remember what it was.
What it was an ant podcast, and you realise they're just all racist. All the ants are just sitting around going, actually, the red ants, they're the wrong ants. They're the wrong colour. It's us. It's the normal colour ants. You can't call them normal colour. Yes, I can. This is too woke.
You can't escape. You can't. It's everywhere.
No, you can't escape.
In all walks of life.
All walks of life, there's the woke and anti-woke ants. Bullet ants, they feel like the most aggressive of the ants.
Oh yeah, you don't.
They've got bullet in the name. They feel like they must move fast. It'd be very disappointing if it was called a bullet something, and it moved like a bullet train. Imagine if a bullet train was just like a slow steam train. You'd be really disappointed.
I feel like I've been ripped off, frankly. If I paid for my ticket on the bullet train and it rocked up really casually.
Chugga, chugga, chugga.
Of course, it would rock up quite slowly, A bullet train probably doesn't come up to a station.
Come up to the station!
I mean, that would be cool. Then I'll be like, then I'm getting my money's worth for sure.
Every single person on the train's just at the front of the carriages, like... and they're like, every station! I've got 5 more stations!
Well, they have them in Japan, bullet trains, don't they? And they're apparently very, very efficient. They're so on time, the trains in Japan, that I don't know if it's still the case, but I remember some years ago hearing that you got a note to give your boss if the train was even more than a minute late. Yeah. So maybe that's how they do it.
If you could keep one of those notes on a day where you just want to get, like, I don't know, a cheeky Greggs on the way into work. I can't imagine they have a cheeky Greggs in Japan, but you never know.
I feel like they're more cultured than that, even though it's part
Are
of
you
our...
saying Greg's is not culture,
it's part
Dave?
of our culture. I don't know why, but it feels like if Japan had it, that would be uncultured.
It would
But
be
it wouldn't
weird.
be. It would be British culture in Japan, wouldn't it?
It would be. Like, we have a lot of Japanese culture in
We
the
do.
UK. Not as
Yeah,
much,
yeah.
but like, you know, we have a lot
It's
of
quite influential though, in especially in TV and
TV and media
and
for
gaming
sure.
and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
I think
good.
Japan's great.
Well,
Bit of a segue.
on that subject, on the subject of Japan being great, I'm so sorry, everybody, if you have been yawning, unless you, much like other people, rate it higher than a 7 on the things go. Otherwise, you know, this may be the best podcast you've ever listened to. You might be like, every minute is the best feeling. Or if you don't like it, I'm sorry. And if you have accidentally merged over 5 lanes because you accidentally did a big yawn while driving and didn't keep your eyes open, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Although, admittedly, why would you listen to a podcast about yawning while driving if you think that might be a risk?
Yeah, and the Monday podcast does not take any responsibility for any collisions or driving. You know,
Yeah, no, thank you. I hope you all drive safe. Just remember, I just hope you drive safe. You know,
Drive
I hope
safe,
if you did have
always.
a nice yawn, you had a nice big yawn. I think it would be worse for people that had watched it, and you're definitely not watching it while you're driving. I feel it would be worse for people that watched it because there were definitely quite a few yawns. I'll probably cut away some of the yawns, at least a little bit, because it would just be too much. You won't be able to see most of the episode.
yeah.
Because you'll be too busy yawning. But I hope that yawn was satisfying, because bring it out of you, because we can't give you sneezes, we can't give you orgasms,
No.
but we can give you yawns.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
And I hope that they were very pleasurable yawnings, a nice big build up to a happy ending, the only happy ending we can build this up to. This podcast was way hornier than I expected it to be. But with
Horny,
that,
yawny, yeah, that kind of works.
horny and yawny.
Yeah.
And with that, my horny, yawny friends, I hope you have an amazing morning for all the week. And I love you. And I love you, Dave.
I love you, Chris, and I love you all too. Thank you
And
for listening.
Thank you for listening, and
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed the yawns. Goodbye.
Bye.
It's the Monday podcast.